What drives me is that I've been self-employed nearly my entire life, and through that self-employment, the community has supported me, so it's just part of my DNA to support the community that's given so much to me.
Well, Bill was a ball of energy, still is today for those of you that know him, but he was always busy, always talking, never shut up, ever, and just always into something, doing something, selling something, buying something. He just had the most energy in our household.
I started my self-employed entrepreneurship at about age 8, selling golf balls. I wanted a Star Wars gun from Sears, so I needed some way to make money to get that gun.
We always knew Bill was going to be an entrepreneur. There was no doubt in our minds. We lived on the back of a golf course. So by the time he was 7 years old, he was picking up golf balls and selling them at the first tee.
So one way that I see Bill getting involved in the community is with his leadership on the Field House campaign. So several years ago when he and I started on the Parks Authority board together, a decision came before us whether we should keep the Field House or whether we needed to demolish the Field House because it was just getting too expensive to maintain. And Bill was the one who brought the numbers together and said, it's going to cost about $1.8 million to do it. Do we think we can raise $1.8 million? And we all looked at each other, just not knowing whether or not we could actually make that happen. But Bill was the one who rallied the charge, and we worked together. And several years later, here we are, and the Field House is completely funded, and we have a great project to show for it.
So I think people should realize that Jeffersonville is a community that cares, wants to help meet the needs of all people in the community, no matter what their socio-economical background is. Jeffersonville is a place that anyone can call home, and it's a place I've called home my entire life.
I've always been proud of Bill from day one, from the time that he purchased the Bill's Lawn Care Grimm's Nursery and showed us what success looked like at 18 years old, and it just continues today. I really couldn't have written a script for him any better than the life he's been leading.
I think the impact of leadership in our community is best seen through the eyes of the next generation. All of us that serve on our boards are working to make Southern Indiana the best and the brightest that it can be, not only for our current generation, but for future generations.
You know, bourbon has gotten to be such a huge business around the globe. And so it does put a spotlight on Southern Indiana in an industry that really is growing, not just in the United States, but globally. So it's exciting to see where this whole thing can take them and take our community as it grows.
We are inspiring our next generation through our children to take on board opportunities and to reach out into our community. We already have 2 of our 7th generation family members, one serving on St. Elizabeth's and one serving with Ivy Tech. And I feel like those opportunities will continue. And it's that inspiration that they see from our family leadership and our team members that will help them to feel engaged in the future and to continue to help prioritize the service that we need out in our community.
When you round either one of the 2 boys, their character, just respectful. So, you know, not only she did it out in the community, but she does it at home.
As a board member of a bank, we're looking for somebody who's really well-rounded in the community, who does a lot of things. It seemed like every time we looked someplace, Dana was involved either on a committee, as a volunteer, through the winery, through their donations, support of the Crusade for Children. Every place we looked, Dana and Ted were involved. And that means a lot to a community bank like ours. So we immediately said, you know, she's our person. We need to figure out how to get her on our board.
My ability to be out and actually extend time in the community is a direct result of our family leadership at Eber's Orchard and Winery. Without the priority that our family allows me to take as well as themselves, we wouldn't be able to spend the time that we do on our community boards and helping to build that strong community for tomorrow and for our next generations.
What I'm most proud of that I think I've contributed to the community over the last several years is coming in as the CEO of Metro United Way in its 100th year and really reflecting on the impact that we're having across Southern Indiana and our 3 counties, and being able to elevate the needs that we have here and really getting on the ground with connecting with people.
We've worked together in a lot of different environments with a lot of different organizations over the last decade or so. And the thing I've noticed about Theresa is she has amazing leadership peripheral vision. And by that I mean, while the rest of us are sort of looking at what we can see in front of us, she has the ability to look out at a whole system and see what's just out of view back here and just out of view back here for most of us. So she's an incredible leader who has a really unique gift.
She was our founding chief for performance improvement for the city of Louisville, and then went on to really national fame, the very best at what she did. So it's this tremendous combination of the head of a chief executive officer, the nimbleness of an entrepreneur, and the heart of a social worker, and she can just do anything with those talents. But it's always guided by her heart. How can she help people? And at the end of the day, while we'd be talking about big issues and transformation, all that, it would always come back to, okay, how do we touch people one person at a time?
One of the board services that's been most near and dear to my heart has been serving on the board for the Girl Scouts of Kentuckiana. Seeing an organization that benefited me so much and being able to give back and help make sure that it's got a strong foundation going into the future for girls has just been an honor, and I loved the work that I was doing. It was at a really critical time for Girl Scouts, and it's in such a better place now.
Theresa is always on the leading wave of looking at the data that's available and being able to figure out, oh, this is our way forward.
Getting into this role in the last couple of years has been a true honor and privilege for me. Leaning into public policy issues that really pull back the systemic barriers that have created challenges for folks are areas where I feel like my passion and skill set come together to be able to elevate the needs of our community and help bring people to better places.